So the first style of training I've ever done was like this very old school way of, because this is the first gym I've ever trained in. It was like when it was originally owned by, it was like 70s bodybuilder. So it was very much that vibe, miners, that kind of shit. But that old school way of doing like pyramids, like 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, whatever, like some kind of combination of those. And, it was fine for a while. I was a beginner. As a beginner, I could do fucking anything and I would have grown, right? Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm not saying it's outdated or anything. I think it's fine. Funnily enough, even my coach right now wants me to do that on at least isolation exercises, but I actually don't. And the reason for that is not because I want to disobey and I think I know better or whatever, but like I know my body, I know my brain, more importantly. I know how it works. So like if I have a set, it says do 12, I'm just going to do 12. I'm not going to, even if I'm more in a tank, I'll just stop at 12 because then my brain goes, well, you've done your 12, so you're done. And, you get fuck all progression that way. So that's not really good. So instead, like let's say if he does 15, 12, 10 in 3 sets, I'll just put it down as 10 to 15. Because if I give myself a range, then I will actually progress each time because I'll go, right, at 12, let's try and go 13 or more. Like I will have that inbuilt progression to force me to do more. So I prefer the ranges compared to like strict numbers. Because again, personally, it's not going to do it. And I would argue for most people, especially like if you're just starting, by that I mean the first 10 years, you're not going to know exactly where you're at with like reps and how much you got in a tank. So just have a range to push for more. Because you're not going to add every week, a biscuit or whatever, or a little bit on the stack just to keep the 12 but with more weight. You're going to do the same shit for months and then maybe do one progression. So don't do that. So that was my first style of training. Now I'm going to do a set and then I'll explain what was the set. Now I say second, but that's actually a lie. Like there's probably been like 6 or 7 different styles between what I just said and what I'm about to talk about, because there's like a 10-year gap. But truth be told, I don't remember them. I don't know. So I'm just not going to cover them. Also, they're irrelevant for this debate because it's some kind of combination of the two usually. But anyway, this style was like the whole science-based lifting shit with like reps in reserve and like specifically designed mesocycles. Like week 1, you stay 3 reps in reserve. Week 2 and 3, you stay 2. And then week 4, 5, and 6, you stay 1. And then like 4 or 5. And then 6 week, you go balls to the wall. And then you have a deload. Like it was too rigid because truth be told, half the time you get to the deload time and you're like, you don't really need one. Or you need it earlier. And then you have to push through. Like I don't like the rigidity of it. Like these days, I just take a deload when I need one. Usually it's like anywhere between 6 and 10 weeks, usually around like 8, 9 marks, something like that, which is fine. Or if I get ill usually these days. But like, it's just, even like the reps in reserve, like, and I mean this as respectfully as possible, fucking almost none of you know where the actual reps in reserve are. You think, oh yeah, I was 2 reps in reserve. You had like 7. Like the real failure is something that majority of people have never fucking experienced. And you will think you have, even you're looking at it right now. Yeah, I have. No, you fucking have. I promise you haven't. Okay? I barely did it. And I've been at it for 17 years. And that was one of the reasons, like, because I'm not better. Like I can tell better than most, but it's still not perfect. And I couldn't be fucked with just every week and every set and every exercise just wondering like, was it 3? Was it 2? And then next week you have to do more. Like, well, but what if it was 2 and not 3? And it just fucks up the whole thing. It's just like, I couldn't be fucked anymore. It was just too much. Like, it was too complicated for not a lot of benefit. I mean, I did grow a lot during that year that I did it, but I would argue it was a lot more because of the intensity with which I trained, which had nothing to do with the style of training. It was just, it was like the year after like the worst breakup I've ever had. I was fueled by pure unadulterated rage. Like no sleep, no caffeine, just hatred. So like that fueled me. That's why my training was so good, because I pushed so hard. It had nothing to do with the fucking science-based shit. So again, like it has its place, but I don't think it's the end all be all. And I think especially these days, a lot of little kids, or like, okay, a lot of skinny guys use that as some kind of a badge of honor, an excuse for being small. Like they'll go, yeah, the dude's 4 times the size of me, but like he's not lifting optimally, so I'm better. Like, shut the fuck up, man. You're literally quarter of his size. Like, clearly he does something that you don't. And yeah, drugs, genetics, that kind of stuff aside, but like, and maybe they could improve. I'm not saying not, including me, but like, you don't get to use it as a crutch for justifying lack of results. You have to do it first, and then you can say shit. And also, like I said, it will take you like 15 years of training to maybe finally find out where the true failure and everything is, to actually get the feeling of it. At least 10. So if you've been training for 3 years and you're doing this whole fucking science-based lifting shit, like, yeah, reps and reserve this, like, you don't know where it is. You just don't. So, just shut up. Just go balls to the wall. You can't, like when you're at the beginning, you can't afford to do it. You're not going to get injured. You can do anything because you're usually young. Like you can get away with fuck all. I didn't have to stretch once for the first 8 years of training. 8 years, I didn't stretch once. I was like fucking reaching in the shower. That was it. 8 years. Because I was young, so I didn't have to. Now, I have to do half of my mobility before every session because I'm broken. I'm old. But yeah, that's just what, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can get away with it, so just fucking go for it. I've not 4 reps. Anyway, set time. And then I'll talk about what I do these days, which is slightly different. Cool. That's done. Just got a few more exercises left. What, two on back and then 2 on shoulders, and then I'm done. I think. I'll have to check. My memory isn't what it used to. Anyway, my point is, what I'm doing now is I've kind of landed on this bit of a hybrid of all of it. So like, yeah, we're going balls to the wall all the time. Also not a great idea. Because especially as you get older, you will fucking get injured. Like you can only keep it up for so long. But again, some people can get away with it, whether genetics, drugs, lack of experience, whatever, like you can. But anyway, for me, personally, I found best like a bit of a hybrid, by which I mean when I do isolations or like, single muscle stuff, tricep extensions, bicep curls, that kind of shit, I'll stay like 2 reps-ish shy, Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's failure. I just try to do a little bit better than last time based on the numbers that I've written down from previous week. So that helps me kind of artificially generate like where roughly I should be. And so I find it works for isolations, and I don't really push too hard on it. I didn't like push hard 2 reps. Truly in reserve is hard. But like I just don't go balls to the wall. However, on the compounds, so, bench presses, rows, that kind of stuff, I will go balls to the wall. Like on those, just you only have like 1 or 2 sets usually. I do. So just go like to failure. Just fucking leave everything in there. Just kill yourself over it. Just do it. And you can get away with doing it every week because, well, You don't do it every exercise. You just do like 1 or 2 exercises, maybe 3, and the rest is just isolations where you kind of stay shy. So you can recover from that usually, especially now because I'm on a juice, so it's fine. But like, I find that to be better for me. This was designed by my coach, obviously, but I just kind of, like I said, I adapted it a little bit, and now it works really well for me. So yeah, and it's fun enough because, like, the argument here is same with going to the balls all the time. It's like you're just gonna get injured if you just keep pushing that way every single time. And you might be right. Like, there is something to it. But my philosophy, and this is, well, fun enough, I think this is from Sam Sulek actually. He said, look, I'd rather get fucked up every once in a while, meaning injuries, knowing that I've truly given my all every time, than keep playing it safe to not get injured and just kind of live with the regret or just like uncertainty that maybe I haven't done enough. Maybe I could have done more, and I could have done better, I could have grown more, right? And I actually think, that's quite wise for his age, or just in general. I think that's a really good philosophy. Funnily enough, I actually think that applies to dating as well, or love, or whatever you want to call it, relationships. Like, there's so much today, there's all this, especially from like, well, not especially from guy side, it's in general, but let's call it from guy side. It's always like, protect yourself, never get too attached, just treat them like shit, discard them soon, like, don't let yourself catch feelings, that kind of shit. And I understand it. Like, I feel the need to protect myself from getting hurt just like everyone else, and God's know I have every reason to. But I think that actually it's just like with the training, like, I think it's better to just really every once in a while just fucking go find someone that you think is suitable, just go balls to the wall, just like give it your all. Yeah, you might end up heartbroken and hurt or whatever, but like, I'd rather have that and suffer from that for a while, knowing that I gave it my all and I fully tried, than kind of living with this regret that I've never actually tried and then never actually gave it a shot. And I have both. And I can promise you, I will get more not giving it a shot than actually, getting myself into it fully, committing, and then getting hurt. So, yeah, never would have expected me to be a romantic, but here we are. But yeah, that's my philosophy. But again, that doesn't mean you should just give your all to every whore. Like, be careful with it. Choose carefully. Maybe start with the second approach first, and then once you see some kind of potential, then you can go all the way. But yeah, that's my philosophy on it, and that's what I've landed on. So yeah, I think I've practiced for it long enough. I'm just gonna crack on with this training because I've been here for fucking ages, and I got shit to do in the evening, like editing this fucking video, for instance. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, that's kind of like the philosophies that I've gone throughout the years. Again, I've skipped like 10 years, but there was usually some kind of combination of, like, first it was just specific numbers, then just going balls to the wall all the time, getting fucked, then doing something, then taking a break, then doing some kind of something else, and then fucking the science-based lifting shit. But again, it was just fueled by rage. And then this hybrid stuff that I've landed on now. I don't know, in 5-10 years, maybe I'll be doing things differently again. I don't fucking know. That's the beauty of it, I suppose. We'll find out at some point. Things change. People evolve when they're actually growing as humans. Not like those fucking retards that stay same 15, 20 years, they always look the same, never really get anywhere. And then say they don't need any help, they know what they're doing when they clearly don't. Like, don't be that guy. But yeah, that's it for today. I know I recorded only like 2 sets, or 2 exercises, but you don't really care, let's be honest. So cool. That's it for today. Like and subscribe and all that shit. And actually, if you'd like an insight into how I program, for people's programs as well, which is the same principle as I do for myself, there are, you want a program of your own, there, if you go to the video description, there's a link there for like a bunch. I have like 20 programs. They're all free. You can just go through the link, fill it out. You're going to get generated one based on your answers. You'll get a program. Again, it's free. There's no commitment to it. So grab it. Have a look. If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, just delete it. No harm done. So yeah. Do that. See you next time.